All right, it's middle of October, um, and I'm gonna get some stuff done on the diff today. These are the bolts and washers that hold the half shafts, axle shafts in the diff in. These are the ones that hold the back cover on, and then these are the identification plates. I assume that's the ratio, 46/13, and who knows what that is. These soaked in the evaporust for like a week. I heated it to 150 degrees to move it along. They don't have any rust on them anymore. I did some research too and found that the back of the diff was left to rust. And only the front of the pumpkin was painted red. And that matches what I've got on the diff. So I'm going to reproduce that look, just because mostly I think the red back of the pumpkin looks silly, and which I see a lot of people do. I've also seen people do black covers, all of which is not correct. And then what I'm going to do to keep it from rusting is I'm going to coat it with shark skin, which is a resin-based bare metal coating. So that's what we'll do. I'm gonna start with masking the pumpkin out and shooting epoxy primer on it. I'm starting to mask up the pumpkin. Um, and I went ahead and mixed up some custom shop epoxy primer, which I reduced by 25%. So that's got to cook for 30 minutes. But I'm going to brush it on just to make things easier. I'm also going to, even though Jaguar left all this bare metal, I'm just going to go ahead and coat it so that there's nothing left to rust. And then on the back cover, I'm thinking about going ahead and using this Duplicolor wheel paint that has kind of a metal look to it. Just everything's all kind of scratched up and grungy looking. And then I'll do the bare metal, like in here, stuff down here. I'll coat that with the shark skin. I think it's called shark skin. I think I saw that on Stacy David's show. He's building one of the kit cars, and they put it on all the aluminum and stuff. All right, I'm gonna tape that up while it's cooking, while the epoxy's cooking. We also use the R152, commonly known as computer duster, to recharge the air conditioning on the Audi. And Derek's got ice cold air, so he's happy. Obviously with the condenser broken open, it was all vented. The 134, the 134A was all vented in the rack. So we put 152 in, which you can get in the dusters. It's really cheap, and it actually cools much better than the 134A, and you only use 70% of whatever amount is targeted for the 134A. The Arc 7 has 152 in it too. Obviously, it was built with R12, but the 152 has the cooling ability of R12, so it gets cold in there, actually. It turned out pretty good. He's gonna have to blend. If you look at the door, you can tell there's a little bit of difference. Actually, the new color I think is nicer than the old. You don't want to paint the whole car, although he's thinking about it. All right, so I'm waiting for the epoxy to flash off. I was using a brush. Some places are deeper and thicker than others and will take longer to dry. And then for the cover, I went ahead, I put Prep and Etch, which is phosphoric acid, which is, I bought this Prep and Ready stuff. It's POR, so it's like, POR 15 is, if something's worth $1, it's like $30 if you buy it POR. So the alternatives are financially more responsible. There was a couple of rust dots up there in that top corner, and so I sprayed it all down, and I'm just gonna let it soak out here for a while, and then I'll come back and wipe it down with 91% rubbing alcohol, and it'll be ready to spray that last bit of epoxy primer, which again I'm going to thin down some more so it'll go through the gun. And I'm going to wait probably on putting the black implement paint on him, because as you can see, Derek's mess still consumes most of the garage. So hopefully he's going to work on that. Hopefully. Alright, I decided to keep the rear cover in bare steel, and I put the phosphoric acid treatment on it in there, scrubbed it down, wiped it down with alcohol. Still started getting some golden color from the surface rust, so I got a clean red Scotch Brite, buffed it down, dusted it off, and then put the shark hide on it. And I also put on the little tags that go on the bottom of the diff. So I don't think you multi-coat it. I think you just do the one. I think subsequent coats will melt the previous coat, but I think it looks pretty good. And then over here, this guy's all painted up with the Duplicolor red caliper paint that we had left over from Derek's. You can see with the, it's obviously dirty, but stuff holds up really well, takes lots of heat. With the epoxy underneath it, it should hold really well. The epoxy hadn't only cured for a couple hours, so the two should be chemically bonded nice and tight. Obviously where the half shafts go in, or the output shafts, as well as the back, which is going to be bare metal still. I masked that off, so we'll put the shark hide on that as a protectant. I'm also going to put shark hide on the bolts. I have a basket set up at S&G Barrett. You have to take all of this apart. I got to go to Harbor Freight to get a 24-inch adjustable wrench to get that off. And then the seal in its entirety is just an O-ring. I assume that the guy who ran finance at Jaguar also owned stock in a petroleum, probably British Petroleum, so that people would have to buy more since it all leaks out. That is ready to put the other shit, implement paint. So I'll put implement paint on that, and I'll probably do that after dinner so that it can dry overnight. and then because where it is now, I can paint it all the way around and it'll be good. And then, see, I've got a new seal in my basket, the 2 O-rings. Oh, I need to measure the shims that go here. There's black things that bolt to the side that then bolted to the floor of the cage. One of them was rusted in half. The other ones were all perfect, so I just need to get my mic out and measure them to know if I need the 5,000ths or the 7,000ths. And then, like I said, I painted this even though Jaguar didn't. So that way it'll always be protected. I left the seal in there because that way it serves as my mask. Alright, it's Sunday the 16th. The shark hide resin has dried on the back cover. There's no flash rusting or anything like that, so I think we're good there. These guys all came out nice, and most of the paint on this is seems dry. Some of it towards the top here seems a little sticky still. I think where I started the second can, maybe I didn't shake it up enough. But it'll be fine. I don't need to do anything with it, so it'll just sit here until the other parts come in. I'm going to go ahead and paint that black with the implement paint, and then tomorrow I'm going to go to Harbor Freight and get the 24-inch crescent wrench so I can take that apart. The seal consists solely of a O-ring, so I need those, and then I need to measure. Well, I need to order the U-joints. I'm gonna get the Moog from Rock Auto. They're like $8 a piece for the good ones. And then I bought a bunch of seals, modern seals, for the suspension arms. But frankly, I don't know if it's this end or the bottom end. This is the hub end, and that's the bottom end. So I need to measure those to figure out where they go. These and the hub end consist of bits of felt, literally, and so hopefully that's not the ones that I have, or hopefully those are the ones that I'm replacing, because felt is silly. And then what was the other thing I needed to do? I need to check my brake calipers, which are here, because I'm going to get rebuild kits for those. I'm getting the needle bearings for the inside of the suspension look good, but these are kind of marred, so I'm going to replace those. And I think I'm going to go ahead and, I was going to bend them because I have a bender, but these like ones, there's like $5 or something already pre-bent, so I'll just order new ones of those. So anyway, there we are. All right, that's all painted in implement paint. Didn't take very much. I used the Harbor Freight sponge brush, but this stuff levels out and looks good when it's done. So we're good there. And then for all of the bolts that hold the output shafts, which are those big black ones, and the diff color cover, which are the little black ones, and then those 4 get wire tied to the top and hold the diff to the top of the cage. Basically, they go in those 4 holes. I dipped them in a little cup of shark hide, and so let those dry up. Shouldn't take very long. It's stuff is mostly toluene and some other thing that solvent that evaporates really fast. I'll throw those in a plastic bag. So now I'm going to try to find one of the old U-joints and measure it. Alright, so I measured the diameter of the hole and it came out to 1.185. Now I'm going to use the depth and try to measure from the inside of that groove to the inside of that groove. So I believe that should be the exterior dimension. I decided I was making this unnecessarily difficult for myself, so I went ahead and put a clip in that side so I can butt the end of the caliper up against it. So trying again, this time with more feeling. Looks like 4 1/8. Just trying to line up that edge with the groove. It's probably not the smartest. So now what I'm going to do to check that, so we had 4 1/8, I'm going to measure the width of the clips, and it's 0.06. I'm going to put that one in too. Now, what I'll do is measure and zeroed back out to about 4 inches. Okay, so now from the left side of the one C-clip to the left side of the other, it's 4.241. So we just have to do the math. Well, it's Monday, and this is the problem with Amazon, is they really screw up expectations. Because I ordered the U-joints yesterday, Sunday, and they showed up today. Just normal Amazon Prime, crazy. And in 3 different boxes, or envelopes. Don't know. It was delivered by an Amazon truck too, so sell your UPS and FedEx stock.